See, I don't know about you, but hey, I love flashbacks, especially when it's centered around a character or characters that I care about, because it gives you more character development and a different outlook on the character and answer questions, but yet it can still raise more questions. It's me, Captain Vibes Base. We live action. You already know what it is. Here to bring my thoughts and review on Bleach chapter 633 titled Friend 3. Basically, this was a shorty but a goodie. I mean, the main key thing of this whole entire chapter is the ability that Jugram Hashwoth has. And the crazy thing is, the irony of it all is this is why Basby was proclaimed such a badass in Basby's eyes. Well, Hashwoth thought he's a badass too, but my thing right here is Basby did mention that there were other younger Quincy's that was able to summon a bow at a young age, but I'm looking at it as like Basby's his rate of the training and his growth rate, you know, it was just going at a very, very fast rate, at a higher accelerated rate due to Hashwoth being around him. And I realized what he was doing to Basby. Now the thing is, this goes to show that Hashwoth and Juha, why they are so close, or should I say, this is why Hashwoth looks at Juha as such a high manner, like why he just holds such high regard for him. Now, the thing right here with the chapter is the way Basby he just lost it. I mean, first he was thinking like, wait a minute, this guy Juha, the 200-year-old Quincy, chose him over me. You know, I'm the one that's stronger. I'm the one that's better. I can do this, I can do that. And then once it was revealed, you know, when Juha said red hair, when, you know, motivator, calm down. This is why you were able to do this at that such rate, at this age. So he snaps when he finds out it was all because of Hashwoth. The one guy he pitied, the one guy he kind of looked, you know, down on, the one guy who he said, I'm gonna train you, I'm gonna take you under my wing. It was because of him why Basby was this badass. Nah, he loses it because he's thinking like, wait a minute. Nah, he's putting everything together. You know, every few hundred years, every couple hundred years, you know, there's this Quincy that's born this way, and he realized like, wait a minute, this is Hashwoth for real, and he was really just second guessing and doubting all of his training, everything, because his mind is getting messed up. Like, first off, he's thinking my training was all for nothing. If he's just gonna recruit Hashwoth, what was I training for? But then he was thinking like, it's still stupid because Hashwoth can't do nothing. I'm the one who can do it all. But yet we see it was Hashwoth that was making Basby stronger. And he just snaps and he goes on to shoot. He goes on to shoot the bow, shoot the arrow at Juha. And we see Hashwoth, bam, turns around and catches it. And that shocks everyone, especially Basby. Basby wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. None of the readers were expecting that. But I like how it went to that transition to the current battle. We see the adult Hashwoth grabbing the arrow from the adult Basby, and we see Hashwoth, that motivator, takes his spirit weapon, that claymore, and just slashed Basby, the motivator, right across his chest. Now, and that was the end of the chapter at that point. But do I believe Basby is done? No, I don't believe he's done. I believe this is going to be the point when they still exchange more words. Maybe this will be Basby's dying words. But going back to the flashback, Hashwoth, he still was thinking to himself and telling Juha, look, you're making a mistake. Like, no, not me. Take this guy. I can't do anything. So once he finally realized, like, wait a minute, after Juha told Hashwoth about what he can do, he can give out the powers, you know. He can't do exactly what Juha can, you know, he can't take nothing back. You know, they're one and the same, but they're not exactly the same. But they're close enough. And that's why Juha said, you're my other half. Hashwoth, right there, in his eyes, Juha became someone of just high importance, someone that is not a bad guy, no one that's negative. Say if that was Juha who did burn up the forest, you know. Like I said before, Hashwoth is glad that his uncle is dead. He's like, shoot, you killed my uncle, good. And you look at me as your other half, and you explain my ability. Now I know my purpose, my self-worth. So now this probably increases the whole just self-confidence and importance for Juha, not Juha, but Jugram within himself. And I believe the reason Basby was still able to join the Star Knights was because of the fact that Hashwolf spoke good on his behalf. Because Hashwolf probably looked at Basby like, you know what? Even though you showed signs of jealousy and envy, you know, and yes, you shot the arrow at Juhai, not me. Because that would have been something if he went to shoot the arrow at Hashwolf, but he shot it at Juhai. Hashwolf is probably going to say or think like, you know what, you didn't give up on me. You know, you stuck by my side all these years. You know, you didn't talk down to me. You encouraged me. You kept me going. So, you know what, Juhai, let's take him. You know, he's a, you know, he as long as he stays around me, you know, he can even get stronger. I bet it was one of those things, and that probably calmed Basby down because he realized, I was spared. I went to kill Juhai. Hashwolf stopped it. Damn, this about to be my ass. I'm about to get killed. But of course, clearly his life was spared. Now, with the whole holy selection thing, you know, we've seen the beam of light actually hit Basby, but yet he still has his powers. Now, first I was thinking like, okay, does he still have his powers? Is it because of the fact that he's around Hashwolf? But then I'm like, nah, that's not the case, because look at, nah. You know, he was hit directly with the light. He still had his Star Knight ability. But this is the thing right here. It made me wonder, is Basby and Juhai, are they the Shunsuis and the Ukatakis of the Star Knights? You know, when I say that, you all know what I mean. Shunsui and Ukataki were the first captains to graduate, were the first ones to become captains and graduate from the academy. And old man Yama, he, you know, looks at them as his sons. This is what I wonder with Juhai and not Juhai, Hashwolf and Basby. So that's when I wonder if these two are the first two originals. If so, you would think that it's showing with Hashwolf. Clearly before this flashback, you can see Hashwolf was Juhai's right-hand man. But with Basby, that wasn't really the case. You know, it's not really the case that it would show that he was one of the originals, that he was, you know, the second one to be chosen to be part of the Star Knights. But as the series went on, you did see some level of importance because he survived a lot since the first invasion all the way up to now. But I think this is where it ends. But the connection, not all, it makes sense. This is what I was talking about, the answering of questions. Now, the connection between Juhai and Jugram, it speaks for itself, you know? They're one of the same. Oh yeah, you noticed Juhai, his eyes, he had the Almighty activated, if you really see his eyes. So, of course, that's why he wasn't playing when he said, I foresaw this, you know, I knew it was going to happen. I already knew where to go. I know your name, etc., etc. You know, so I wonder if he really seen in the future what's going to happen. Okay, am I going to die and Hashwolf is going to take over, or what's going to happen? But I believe that as Hashwolf trained even more, and as he drank the blood of Juhai, maybe that really tied the knot on their connection to when Juhai sleeps, and then they have, then damn lisp, then they exchange the abilities. Full fold, because their abilities are similar but not the same. Now, we see this is Jugram's, Hashwolf's main ability, but this is not the ability that was given to him by Juhai. So him being Star Knight B, which everyone still says the balance is what it could probably stand for, we still don't know what it does. We've seen that weird little, that symbol look like the what's the word I'm looking for? It was like a balancing scale right before he went to slash down Kangdu, you know. We seen that, but that could have been just anything. It could have been just been symbolic. Maybe it could have been a hint of his ability, you know. Now on to Uryu and Hashwolf. Now, Hashwolf clearly shows levels of jealousy himself. Clearly, he does not like and he's jealous of Uryu. And it made you look back at the one chapter when Hashwolf and Juhai, they were here to leave. First, Ichigo, he went to attack Juhai. Juhai basically shut him down. And that's when he told Hashwolf, look, let's not kill him. Let's bring him back, resuscitate him, have him be part of the Star Knights. And you can see it in Hashwolf's face. That he was displeased about that. He didn't want to do it. Or he was thinking like, damn, maybe we should leave him dead. It's like he didn't want to follow the order. He's just, yes, your majesty. So when I first read that, I'm thinking maybe he felt sorry for Ichigo, but now I'm thinking to myself, he loves being in charge of the Star Knights, you know, under Juha. He loves being the right-hand man of Juha. He loves being the most important Star Knight to Juha. He doesn't want Juha looking at no one else in such high regard as Hashwolf. So therefore, I know that's why he does not like Uryu, especially he called Uryu's bluff about him trying to get revenge for his mother. But see, I wonder how Hashwolf feels about the fact that Uryu already drank the blood. You know, you have to drink the blood of Juha for him to bestow the insignia, the letter on you, for him to give him the ability. Now, the thing is, does Uryu have the letter already? You know, if not, when is he gonna activate the ability? If so, why hasn't he activated the ability? Will we see Uryu with those eyes? You know, will him and Hashwolf have a big fight? I would love that fight. Uryu versus Hashwolf, I would love that fight, because Hashwolf's powers are similar to Juha's, but yet Uryu drank the blood of Juha because he's gonna be the successor. Because Juha looks at Uryu as a very, very strong potential Quincy, due to the fact that he survived the Holy Selection. Now, will they fight? Will Juha powers be switched with Hashwolf's, and Hashwolf will have Juha powers to fight against Uryu, which already drank the blood of Hashwolf? So it'd be like a Hashwolf versus Jugram versus, not Hashwolf versus Jugram, Juha versus Hashwolf versus Uryu. You get what I'm saying with the mixture of the abilities, because they're all one and the same yet similar. That's my thing. So who knows? But all in all, it leads a short chapter, but at the same time, I did like it. You know, yes, these chapters put a halt on the story. But let's be honest, if a chapter comes in at a point where the main story ain't nothing happening, it's a good thing. But if something is happening in the main story, I can understand why people would be like, damn, hurry up with this damn flashback. Let's get back to the story. But yes, I'm glad Grimmjow is back. I want to see more fights with him. But to touch bases on this, Hashwolf, to get this is something no one would ever have guessed. I like this because Hashwolf, he's a cool character to me. So I think this may be the end of the flashback, and this is a shame, because it's like, if it continues on, that's cool, but if not, it's a shame, because here we was getting to the nitty gritty. Like, okay, we may see the beginning of the recruitment of the other Star Knights. Now we're leading up to the invasion of the Soul Society. You know, he first fought Old Man Yama. You know, now we're going to see how Juha got sealed, etc. But that doesn't happen. It's unfortunate, but we see it will break into that later on in the story. So that's my own thoughts about it, at least. Shorty but goody. It's me, Captain Vaz. I enjoyed the chapter. See you all next week for Bleach chapter 634. Give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Signing out.